Hello and welcome to the Feng Shui Money Couch, where I share Feng Shui wisdom and other woo. My name is Laura Beatriz Carrillo, aka the Feng Shui Lady, and today I am excited to introduce my guest, Shayna Vida Bay, a fellow female entrepreneur and co-founder of Hydrogen Hustlers and Differentiating by Design. Today, she's here to talk about her expertise in human design and enlighten us on how it can serve us to better understand our individual operating systems. Welcome to the Money Couch, Shayna.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Really excited for the invitation.
Yay. So, I guess we should begin with how you got into human design.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, maybe even before that, what is it?
Okay. Cool. So it really depends. There's a lot of lenses of it, but the bigger picture of it is actually a star went supernova in 1987. It was a red dwarf star, and and when that happens, there's something called neutrinos that escape a star. And you know how they say, like, we're made of stardust?
Yes.
Yes. So, like, that's because, like, when a star dies, it shoots out information. And so, like, there have been microbes and things on this planet that have been taking in that information. And, like, microbes are what are in our body, outside our body, you know, like the bacterias and stuff that are inside.
Yeah,
and, you know, there's good bacteria, bad bacteria, you know? So, like, there's been information happening for a long time.
Okay.
The universe, or in human design, biverse, which we'll go into, is information that's in formation. So, like, this couch has information that's in its formation.
Okay.
These pillows have information, you know, everything has, and it can even tell you, this goes here. You know, like, when you touch something, it's like, oh, this actually doesn't have a place here. You know, this has to go. Like, there's no place here, you know, because everything has information and everything has a place, a space, and everyone is a cog in a perfected machine. Okay. And when this star went supernova, neutrinos are a neutral particle that contain information. And we have known about them since the 60s, but we didn't know that they had mass. And there was somebody, the source knowledge of this information, named Ra-Uru, Alan Robert Krakauer.
Okay.
He is a manifester, and their auras are they're more inclined to pick up neutrino information because they have closed auras, whereas generators like us, we have open and enveloping auras. So when we walk in a room, our energy fills the entire space, and if anything is there for us to respond to, it will come right to us.
Oh.
Because that's how the generator lives our life. The manifester is different. Things don't just come to them. Their aura is closed. They have to inform, initiate, and then they impact. And a lot of times manifestors, their aura ends up actually getting rejected because they're so initiatory. Oh. They're so, you know, I want to talk about this first. And if it's not for that person, then it's like the sacral generator. No, not for me. Something's yes. Yeah, that's for me.
Yeah.
No, not for me. And so basically this information. Oh, hey, I know.
He likes you.
Oh, thanks. I'm a cat person still. But this information came to this human being in 1987. And at first he didn't really know what to do with it because it was very woo.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
and so
yeah,
then...
I mean, this is already... People are like, so wait, what?
Yeah.
Right. And just for everyone out there, because this is very, like, way up here for most people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm up there, but not everybody is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, like, synthesize it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, there's astrology in this.
Yes.
There's numerology, I believe.
No, the Kabbalah.
The Kabbalah.
The I Ching. And then the chakra system.
The chakra system.
And then it synthesized it with quantum mechanics, biochemistry, and the human genome. And so it's an evolved version of, instead of 7 chakras, we now have 9 centers.
Right.
And there's an awareness evolution, so that we have 3 awareness centers. We have body awareness, we have mental awareness, which is like past, present, future, and then we have solar plexus awareness that is actually mutating and evolving as we speak collectively.
So this is a number of different systems
Yes.
that are synthesized into one big picture system that's very detailed.
Yes.
And one of the thing that people will probably be able to grasp onto most easily is astrology. There's a fair amount of synergy with astrology, but obviously there's a physicality to this too. And all these other systems that are involved. So
the astrology doesn't go into the human design system as much as people would think. It's
Really?
only for the placement of the planets.
got it.
It's not like there's a completely differentiated language for human design because it's not about the stars.
That's true.
It's not about what's going on outside of us. It's about taking accountability for what we're feeling inside of us and no longer creating stories. Oh, I'm like this because of this. I'm like this because of that. No. You're like this because you haven't sat with it and found out the root reason why you're like this.
Right.
So, that's what human design is for. It's more for self-awareness rather than confirmation that I'm going the correct direction.
Okay.
Whereas, astrology more helps with that because it's it tells you what's, going on in the weather.
Points,
yes, dates, look out for this,
Okay. So this is, for me, helping me sort of distinguish the differences, and obviously there's major differences, but astrology is more predictive as far as trends that are coming. This is a good season for love. This is a good season for money.
It's like the weather.
Yeah. Whereas
the spiritual weather.
I feel like, and you can, confirm or deny, that human design is more the operating system. Like how the fact that when you and I walk in a room, we're going to magnetize what needs to come to us. But if you're a manifester or even a manifesting generator, they're going to hone in. They're going to reach out to people with their.
Yes, and a manifesting generator is still technically a generator.
Yeah.
They do have manifesting capacity, but it really depends on what channel in their chart gets their sacral energy to their throat. Because depending on what a chart looks like there can be an emotional manifester and then there can be a splenic manifester. Yeah. There can be, there's different types of there's emotional manifesting generators, sacral manifesting generators. So there's different ways that a person's energy moves through their electromagnetic world. And because this is a reflective electromagnetic world, when we move through it incorrectly, we run into things like frustration, anger, bitterness.
And that goes back to the operating system.
Yeah.
So let's break down. There's 4 different kinds of operating systems, main ones. Let's talk about that. Just simplify it for people, because if we get too much into the weeds, it's going to be like, what? So there's 4, and she's going to tell you
4 aura types.
4 aura types.
Yes, and then one of them has a sub aura type, which I can go into as well. So generators and manifesting generators are 70% of the population, and the aura is a 10-foot bubble around all of us. Okay, so when you're doing something and someone walks behind you and you're like, oh, what was that? It's because you have an aura and they have information and you felt it move through your aura. And so that aura has a specific way of moving through your life. And a generator moves in response to external stimulus. And the point of human design is to recognize binary consciousness, that we have a mind and then we have a body. And so the mind can sometimes get the body to do things that are not in response, that are actually an initiative, reaching out first, not allowing things to come to them. And then they end up in what's called frustration. Generator can be very frustrated. The generator is built to be satisfied, meaning we have sacral life force energy that responds and says yes to things that will help us get to know ourselves and help, light us up. And then there's a no that it doesn't. Okay. So that's like the main thing about the generator and the manifesting generator. They are in response to life. The manifesting generator does have more more initiative capacity, meaning like if they go to an event and then they get a bunch of numbers, they're in response to that event, like they can go and reach out to each one of them. Whereas a generator, it's yes, we can, but it's not, it's usually working out where we make that appointment in the time, like right when we met. And then,
or people reach out to us.
Yes. Or people reach out to us.
It's sort of frustrating because I used to be like, I wanted to be a manifestor and I was trying to do and be proactive. And now I'm just like, whatevs.
Yeah.
I'm just going to show up and share, the magic. And if you're into it, great. If not, whatever.
Exactly.
I'll hear from you.
Exactly.
If you're into it.
Exactly. And that's what 70% of the population is here to respond to external stimulus, whereas only manifestors are here to go out there and get it. And a lot of manifestors aren't doing that because too many generators are in their head pushing themselves to go out there and get it, because there's this like collective conditioning field that if you don't go out there and get it, someone can take what's for you.
Right.
And actually that's what human design like locks in, is that every individual has a trajectory and has a destiny because they're a cog in a greater machine and they need to be in the right time, right place, or the whole machine is not functioning correctly.
Yeah.
And so basically that goes into human design, is this recognition that there's a destiny. And so when you wait for it to come to you, it's a sustainable life.
Yeah.
And so you're not like...
It's what's meant for you.
Yes,
what's
exactly.
meant for you will not pass you by.
Exactly.
What I think human design is especially interesting for is compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
Like couple compatibility. I also think astrology can be useful for that if it's especially Indian astrology. Okay, so we've got generators. Most people are generators.
Yes, 70% of the population.
So I always feel like, I'm such a basic bitch. I'm a generator.
No, we're life force. We are life force, and I've been experimenting for 10 years, and I can go places and just literally twiddle my thumbs if that's what feels good. Like literally sit there and play with my, like this, and what is for me can come right to me. It's just boom, boom. I don't actually have to do anything except for show up to the places I feel good showing up.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like, and that's not.
I wish I had learned this a long time ago.
It's actually the knowledge is for children and mothers because we have so many conditions that, some of us is like, I wish I had this younger, but we have it now.
There's the generators. And also it's a very active. It's a go. We are little workhorses too. Like generators get shit done.
Yes, exactly.
So it's not just we're waiting for things to come.
No,
because we're constantly working on our stuff.
Yes,
it's just that we're building something, and then eventually people notice. Oh, I see what you're doing, and then we magnetize those opportunities.
Yes, because our aura is asking, who am I today? Who am I today? Every day we wake up saying, who am I today? And so, sometimes we pull from what we were yesterday. Yeah. Let's pull a little bit from that and work on that. Pull a little from that and work on that. So the generator energy is constantly working on itself. Whereas the projector energy is the opposite. Their aura is asking, who is the other? Who is the other? I get to know myself through the other.
Right. So, okay, you guys, let's do so we've got the generator, we've got the manifestor, which I think we should talk about next, because that's probably what the second most common.
No, the projector is 20%,
really?
21%.
Projector is the second most common? Why did I think it was manifestors?
Because so many people are out there getting it, and they don't need to be.
Okay, so generator is the 70%. Mm-hmm. Then projectors are 20%?
It's about 21%.
21%?
Yeah.
How much are manifestors?
Manifestors are around 9%, and by 2027, it's going to be shifting basically because of these last few years. There's been a lot of manifestors born, So by 2027, it's supposed to be 67% generators, like 20% projectors, and 13% manifestors. But it's been around 8 to 9%, and then 1%, less than 1% reflectors.
Okay, so I think I've met like one reflector in my life. Let's talk about projectors next, since they're their second largest population. What's a projector? How do they work?
Projectors work in one-on-one bonds. They work in one-on-one bonds.
Intimate.
Because their aura is penetrating. And so, like, when they even look at you, you're already like, what are you looking at? Like, what, you know, they have these eyes that are able to penetrate into a generator aura.
My coach, my business coach, is a projector.
Okay, yeah.
And it's a really great relationship because we're very different energetically, but astrologically, we both have Taurus rising, so our transits are in the... Anyway, so we relate really well. But she's a great, like, compliment to me. And she's like, you're so energetic, and she's kind of focused on, she can work, like, condensed periods of time.
Yes, because they don't have sacral energy, which is the work energy that generators have, which, I mean...
We're like the Energizer bunnies.
Yes. And we like to build, you know? Build. And when we do what lights us up, we have really good sleep.
Yes.
And if we're doing something that's frustrating and we don't like it, and frustration just means, like, you don't have a lot of control, you don't have a lot of say in your job, you don't really have, like, you don't really matter there, you know, there's no recognition.
You don't care about it. It's not your passion.
Well, because sometimes realistically, being paid for something can actually bring satisfaction.
Sure.
Just being paid for something without loving it, without, like, mechanically to the survival of a being, without not having to think about their bills, not having to think about anything, and just having to go to work for 8 hours a day, like, that can be satisfying depending on the sacral energy that a being has.
Okay.
Your energy is not like that. You know what I mean? So mine isn't either.
To do something I hate, I'm like, I'd rather stick needles in my eyes.
Exactly. Some people are designed to work in that way, just to for their own survival. You know, that's even like a splenic being, like a splenic projector. They are here to make survival-based decisions. So, like, for us to be like, why are you in survival state? That's their decision-making capacity. They're designed that way. Yeah. So that's what human design is for, is to bring acceptance where before we could not tolerate. Like, why are you different than me? If I can do it, you can do it. If you can do it, I can do it. That's not actually true.
So let's get a little more about projectors.
Yeah.
So what else?
So projectors, auras, same thing, 10-foot bubble, they have a focus capacity. So they need that one-on-one, and their strategy is to wait for recognition. They call it invitation in the human design realm.
Right.
And the invitation is genetic. It's not always like, hey, I'm inviting you to speak. Like, no. They know what they see, and they know when it's the correct timing to say it.
Yeah.
You know, and they are meant to see things and say things in the correct timing, but that timing is usually in a one-on-one bond, in person.
Right.
And they can read the energy and they see the timing. It's not going to be in bigger groups, you know, because their mind can just get like, wait, I see something, but when do I communicate it? So
right, and I think that's why for the coach that I have is such a great coaching experience for me, because she's also a feng shui consultant, but we're trained in different aspects of it. So I learned different aspects of feng shui from her, but mostly it's the business stuff that she's teaching me.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it is that she can see what I like.
What you can't.
Yeah, and she can help me shine in a way, like literally a projector, right? And so I love that, and I enjoy the energy of being around groups of people in a way that I never really realized I would or did.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at my human design thing today before you came over.
Yeah, you have group energy.
Yeah. What is it? It's a channel.
Called WA.
It's a channel.
The 5027. Yeah.
And I was like, that's so weird because there's another part of me that hates crowds.
Yeah.
It's not like going to a concert. If I'm, at,
No,
there's
a
park,
specific style of nurturing and a specific type of message that needs to be available to you within that crowd. So like a networking event where your business is being honored and you get to talk about your message.
Yeah.
But not like a crowd of a bunch of people you don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
so that's why I didn't think I would like networking.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, but this is different. I'm not having a panic attack. I don't feel claustrophobic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel in my element,
Exactly.
weirdly. Mm-hmm. And that was a revelation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got generators. We've got projectors. The generators have the, what aura?
Open and enveloping.
Open and enveloping. And
everything comes just right to us.
And they magnetize.
Yeah,
so
magnetize. Yeah,
because you're also a generator.
Yes.
Projectors have the...
focused and penetrating.
Penetrating.
And they penetrate through their eyes. They can literally...
That sounds very...
It's penetrating.
Yeah.
It is. Like, they penetrate you in ways that, you don't see yourself. You're like, whoa. And so that's why it's important for there to be...
phallic.
Yeah, that's why the invitation is important, because if
you can't penetrate without being invited.
Exactly. If the consent isn't there, then there can be bitterness. Like, whoa, stop that. Right. Don't look at me in that way. Like, I didn't invite that in.
We've got the generators,
projectors, yeah.
And the next?
Manifestors.
Yes. Let's talk about the manifestors.
Manifestors are, first off, amazing. I love how much peace that they bring. Their auras. They have a closed aura. So their aura, they're not very readable. Because they are initiators, they are informers, they are really here to do things first. Their strategy isn't biological like the rest of ours. Their strategy is to inform before they impact. When it comes to children manifestors, the strategy is to teach them to ask permission. Because in this world, this generator world, when a manifestor energy moves, other energy wants to control it.
Sure.
And so when the manifestor says, hey, I'm going to move, hey, I'm going to do this, the generator energy is more inclined to let it do,
yeah.
And without interruption. And that's what can make a manifestor angry, is when things get in their way because they didn't inform.
Right.
Yet they can still do it angry, get out of my way.
And also piss off a lot of people.
Yes, and have to come back and have to clean up. They can do that. So it's not a biological strategy, in the sense of they could end up alone.
Yeah.
But they're not. Whereas a generator, if we continue to go against our sacral and do things we don't have the energy for, or a projector does things that they are not invited to do and there's no recognition there, biologically it ages us faster.
Oh, wow.
So there is a biological need for projectors and generators to understand our strategy and authority, because it's aging people very quickly right now.
Yes.
We've all seen it in the collective, and people are trying to fight it with a lot
plastic surgery.
Exactly.
And then they look crazy.
But really it's because they don't understand. They weren't taught as children how, and then their parents were guiding them to be what their parents thought they should be, rather than allowing them to be.
I don't know enough about reflectors because I don't know very many.
Okay, so their auras are really cool. About 85% of animals are reflectors.
Oh, yeah. I bet my cats are reflectors.
Yeah, and so you can look at your animals and kind of see what they do with other people when they're given the space to. Is they kind of
Speaking of the devil.
Yeah, I know, right?
Here comes Serge.
They kind of go sample and then retreat. They go sample energy and then retreat.
Right.
They go sample and then retreat. And then once they get enough information, they feel more comfortable with that person or that thing, and then they stay around more often.
Yeah. You're my girlfriend.
That is very much like humans, reflectors. The only difference is human reflectors have the conditions of being human. So they don't really usually get that opportunity to sample, retreat.
I'm not quite sure if I'm following. Can you give me a better example? Or like a tangible...
like having a conversation with someone, seeing how it feels,
Okay.
you know, taking the time to see how it feels afterwards rather than like, oh, this feels good now, so I'm going to do something now with you. It's like I'm gonna have a conversation, come back, like leave,
and I think
come back.
The one reflector that I met, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna need a month to respond to, like, a whole lunar cycle to respond to something.
No,
maybe a week, like a month. A month.
No,
yeah, but it's for real. Like they really need a month.
Yeah. So basically, because of that, they usually struggle with. They don't have a fixed decision making process. The reflector. That's what we have that makes us different. The rest of population has a fixed way of making decisions.
Okay, so they sample. They have to wait an entire. How do they manage?
Most of them have just become what they were conditioned to become. They don't even know that they're a reflector. They just are exhausted all the time.
Well, the reflector that I knew was a psychic, so
and then
she was
very in tune. Yeah, no, if they can get a lot of space, if they can get a lot of space and they create that for themselves and they tell people like, hey, this is how long it takes me to take things in, they find the correct people for them.
Yes.
You know, as long as they're authentic with themselves.
Yeah.
And most of them are being overtaken by all the energy around them, and so they're just being conditioned to be like everybody else.
Right. Now, are they biological, like the way generators and what was the other one?
Projectors. Theirs is more biological. There's definitely, because they are so open to not being them. Because that's what the white centers are, is where we're open to be conditioned by the other, where we're defined. So the repercussions are they end up making decisions that are too soon. And so like,
and it's the wrong decision.
It ends up being the wrong decision because when we wait time, like there are experiences that the body goes through during that time. Again, it's not like you're just sitting around waiting. That's not what people are doing. They're living their lives, they're going to work, but then when an opportunity comes for a reflector, then they have that awareness, and now their seeing of their life over the next 28 days changes. It's like when you think about getting a car, and then all of a sudden you're like, ooh, do I want to get a green car? Now you're seeing green cars, you know, that's the power of awareness. And so that's all reflectors have. They don't have a fixed decision making, they have awareness over time. And so if they do something too soon, they can like move without the correct information and things don't work out for them and they end up, you know, energetically exhausted because they keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Right.
You know?
Interesting. So we've got 4 different types, you guys. We've got the generator. Mm-hmm. We've got the projector. We've got the manifestor. We got the reflector. And then we have the manifesting generators.
Yes. And the manifesting generators are a subtype of generator, meaning they still have response, you know, things come to them. The main difference I've seen in the processing capacity, because I've really seen human design as, you know how some people identify as neurodivergent, ADHD, and those are like different processing capacities. Mm-hmm. So human design is an even more unique, like this is how you process reality.
Right.
And so when it comes to the manifesting generator, comparatively to the generator can do one thing at a time.
Right.
One thing at a time. Like we're like with what's
zone.
Yes, we are in the zone. Don't interrupt the zone. And
I'm on a roll.
Yes,
don't mess with me.
Yes, exactly. Whereas a manifesting generator is more of like a
multitasker.
Yes, multitasker. I'm gonna go from this to this to this, and then eventually it all like
I have a friend who's that, and she's like a filmmaker, and she's like a writer, producer, director, actor. Like she wears all the different hats, and I'm just like, wow, that's it's a lot. But she thrives in like in that.
Yes,
it's impressive. It's impressive. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. So we got and then what other distinctions between like the manifesting generator versus a generator are there? I meet a lot of those, to be honest. It seems like there's a lot of those.
Yeah, because there's the manifesting generators.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
it's very easy to, like, within the chart, be a manifesting generator comparatively to a generator. The only difference in the chart is manifesting generators, their throat is defined and somehow connected to their sacral, or their throat is defined, their sacral is defined, and they have a manifesting wave over here on the chart. Whereas a generator, our throat can be defined, but our sacral doesn't connect to it.
Yeah, my throat isn't defined.
My throat is defined.
Lucky you.
I have a fixed way. Well, I have a fixed way of speaking.
Yeah.
And the throat is the manifestation device in human design, which is why the importance of deconditioning one's mind from other people's voices, because other people's voices come out in our voice and we end up manifesting their life.
Right.
And it doesn't work for our body. And so we'll hit walls and then realize what outer authorities are in our heads and be like, oh, that's not me. Generator, who am I? Who am I? Oh, not those thoughts. Right. I have to wait. Like if someone gives us a new idea, inspiration, it's more like we wait. And if it's for us, the opportunity will come right to us.
Right, it will be
not like I have, because you said this, I need to go do it right now.
Okay. So what does it mean, or how does one deal with not having the whatever
defined throat?
Defined throat.
So it's really recognizing that there's wisdom in the undefined centers. There's a lot of wisdom. In the sense of you're a really good communicator. Whereas
but if I don't have a defined...
all that means is you don't want to start conversations. You can invite people into your world, which you're doing.
Right.
And then you're like, not right now, you have throat energy. We're both defined because we're in us.
Okay. I think I'm getting what you're putting down. So what I'm realizing, especially with the podcasting, is that, there's a lot of episodes I've done where I'm talking to camera. Don't love doing it that way. I much more enjoy this.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot more interesting. It's a lot, and some people just love talking to camera and they're so good at that, and that's great. But, to me, it's this.
Exactly.
That's your when throat, I find my voice.
Exactly. Your throat needs that other
I need the mirror.
Yes.
I need to be...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what human design, all it does is confirm these things for you.
That's interesting. And that's why I'm, really focused on doing interviews right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot more, fun.
Yeah.
And also, even though I'm here highlighting other people's stuff, in the context of these conversations, I feel like my voice and what I do, I can speak of it in greater clarity than if I'm just talking to camera.
Exactly. Because there's no feedback there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's interesting. Okay. So we should definitely talk about how you even got into this.
So it really came to me through humans.
Humans? Really?
Yes, because human design, that's what it is. It's an auditory mutation.
Okay.
There's something called the human design experiment, where at least at this point, millions of people in the world are doing. And they are experimenting with this knowledge of the recognition that, oh my gosh, we have minds. We have a mind awareness, and then we have a body awareness, and we have a mutating solar plexus awareness. And that most people have been making decisions with motorized emotions that have been creating stories in the mind. And now our minds are able to get us to think that reality is one way when we don't actually know.
Okay.
So
but how did you even come across this knowledge?
I was open to it. So I was in my, just living my life. And I got my water machine.
Yeah.
Water machine.
So,
first.
And I mentioned at the top of this that she not only does the human design with her business Differentiating by Design, she also has a business called Hydrogen Hustlers, and that she co-founded with Molly Moore. Okay, so
Yeah, so I got my water machine, and basically my mitochondria started turning back on, and all of a sudden I could feel I had a lot more energy, and it was like my satisfaction turned back on. So it was like I was more open to more information because my body had energy to now process. My brain, being 85% water, had more energy to process, you know? Like there was just more availability. Inflammation started dropping off, you know, very quickly after getting the water. Like there was just a lot of changes internally because my body started being given energy that it actually wants, which is the mitochondria doesn't take a lot of it. You know, there's very few things that will actually get there.
So you were open, but was there an individual?
There was one individual who was a projector. Okay. And so we were on this journey of like drinking the water and seeing what found.
So is this Molly?
No, the individual his name was Jeremy. He was a projector. Okay. And then he introduced me to a manifester to get like a specific type of body work, and he also knew about it. And so the manifester impacted me. And though neither of them were in their actual experiments, and so like their impact didn't actually
And what do you mean by experiment?
Experiment is starting to use your awareness to make decisions rather than
like the operating system
is using
activated
this
properly and you're using it correctly.
Exactly.
As opposed to like how you're programmed.
Yes. Okay. And like for example,
nobody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah. So like for example, like how that looked in the real life was like I got the information that I'm allowed to do what feels good as an emotional authority, and I don't have to do what doesn't. And I had just for the first time gotten...
I do what I want.
Yeah. Just for the first time...
It's my mantra.
Yeah. I could... And like, I just had gotten a corporate job for like first one ever.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, and like literally got this information and I was like, well, it feels good to play Spider Solitaire at work. That's where I started the experiment, you know?
How'd that work out?
Fired within a month, clearly. And though it kickstarted me on my water business, you know? Like it was like perfect of like, oh, I was supposed to be doing this and I was running away from it, getting this corporate job. You know what I mean? Like
Interesting that you say that because I was working... You know, I worked in the corporate world too. And then I got into feng shui. You know, I went to school for feng shui, and then I tried to do it on my own. I was like, all right, I still need a job.
Yeah.
But I kept thinking like, I need to work for the man, you know, so I can meet people to whatever. And that stuff just never worked out. And the universe literally I had this job where I had to be on my feet all day. It was in furniture. And I hated it so much.
Yeah.
And I thought it would translate to feng shui. I was like, what do you do with furniture? But you place it. But nobody gave a shit. Nobody was interested. Yeah. They're like, we're just here to buy furniture. Yeah. Or if they were an interior designer, like, you're stepping on my toes. That's not, I don't, you know. So I literally, I had knee issues. To the point, it was so bad I couldn't walk. Yeah. Like, I went to the doctor.
Biological.
Like, yeah. The doctor's like, if you want to be able to walk, you need a job where you're sitting down. So I asked them, can I sit at the design center? And they're like, no. And then, so that same week I got fired, basically.
Yeah.
My car got stolen and my apartment lit up on fire. And so just from a feng shui perspective, like the car is like where you're on the wrong path. I got it back.
Yeah.
You know.
But still, you saw the signs.
Yeah, it was like everything, like you can't walk, you can't do that job. We don't want you going anywhere until you figure out what you're supposed to be doing. And then my apartment lit on fire, and which is like a, you know, death and rebirth, and you know, we put it out, but you know, it was a little sketchy. But yeah, and I was just like, now I'm like, I had to just be the feng shui lady. Like, I really didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice.
And that is the premise of the human design experiment, is no choice. And neuroscience is actually proving it now, that these bodies have conditions and they are on trajectories.
That's crazy, because I only just put it together when you said that.
I know.
And then I did plant medicine, and I still tried to go, because during COVID, well, you couldn't really, you're not going to people's house, whatever. So I got this weird situation, like this woo-woo internet thing called Awoken, landed on my lap, and I was doing that, and I hated it, and it was really hard. And but I thought I was supposed to be doing it because it landed on my lap. And then I did this plant medicine journey, and it's like, you're supposed to be the feng shui lady. Like, and I quote, like, they're like, I'm like, but I'm in this thing. I'm supposed to be doing it. And they're like, no, we're going to get you out of it. I'm like, how? I'm like thousands of dollars in this thing. I'm running a business. Somebody bought me out. Like the medicine was like, you're the feng shui lady. You're the feng shui lady. That is your mission. That is your dharma. And somebody bought me out, and then now I'm just like, okay, the universe is like, I can't do anything else.
Exactly.
And when I try to, it's just a mess.
Exactly.
So.
And most people are in that mess, and they don't know how to get out. And so human design gives a strategy of how to, over time, it's not going to be like this, but it's over time, stop listening to this.
Yeah, and if you don't, it'll Nancy Kerrigan you like it did me. Exactly. It'll blow up your apartment, light it on fire, and steal your car to get your attention. That's what happened to me.
That's what, for me, it came to me because I was about to go the wrong direction and go corporate.
But how dramatic? Well, you got fired.
Yeah, I got fired, so it wasn't a big deal. And the water business for me.
And you were playing games at work.
Yeah, no, it was totally expected.
I was trying to do my job.
Yeah. Like, I was totally expected, but no, I literally was like radical commitment to I'm allowed to do what I'm allowed to feel good, no matter what's going on outside of me. No matter what. No one can take that from me.
Yeah.
I can feel good even if I'm feeling bad. Doesn't mean I'm not going to feel low and that I'm toxically positive all the time.
Yeah.
It's like the actual like learning to love the process of the human life going up and down and up and down. Like, and so I committed to it and I was like, all right, this is going to go down and I'm going to be okay with it. I'm going to let it burn and crash and I'm not going to freak out. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you guys, what am I going to do? No, something's coming because this happened. Like,
when I lean into like, oh, well, I guess I'm the feng shui lady and I'm just going to live and breathe it and people will figure it. And that's when things started to go my way. I got this beautiful apartment, like brand new car. I mean, it's a whole thing. But, oh, wow, you just helped me like put that together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Because that's what I do, is I help people make sense of their trajectory because their minds think they have choice because they have all those thoughts.
Right.
Oh, I should be traveling. I should be there. I should be there. I should be over there. When like, no.
Well, but also, I know for me, I felt like there were certain people in my life. It was like, why don't you just get a real job? I'm like, I tried.
Yeah, exactly.
I did.
Exactly.
It just doesn't work for me. I can't do that corporate thing.
And some people are designed to.
Yeah.
And they just have a belief of if I can do it, you can do it. And that is the most homogenizing belief that eradicates differentiation and eradicates the capacity to even bond. Because like they're trying to relate when it's like, no, there's not much people can relate on. We're all different. Like you hit a point in relationships. Differentiation ships though, those are never ending.
Okay.
Because we're so different. And people can talk about their life in differentiation ships.
Contrast.
Exactly. And talk about their experience and not be seen as gossiping. Like that's just their experience. Like, oh, this is my experience of this person. That doesn't mean that's who they are. That's just my experience of them, and it brings this.
Because certain dynamics bring out certain aspects of people. Like one man's heaven is another man's hell.
And that's where you said the human design compatibility, it's not necessarily compatibility. It's the fact that, again, when two charts come together, your definition is coming into me, my definition is coming into you, and we're in us. And then when a third comes around, there's something that's called a penta. You've felt that third wheel energy before, where one person is like, yeah, I'm just here. Like these two are on a date, even if it's two women, there's that third person that's like, and that is once there's a fourth, now there's two and two. That's balancing, So like that is a real thing, you know, like that's in design. It's in like feng shui, like it's in, like it's in a lot of the woo. It's just the recognition that there is a patterned formula available to people, and they can hop on their trajectory or they can keep fighting it.
Interesting.
And again, some people's trajectory leads them to be a housewife. Some people's trajectory leads them not to be famous. Somebody's trajectory, there's a lot of just normal individuals that make the world run.
Some people are meant to become parents. Some people are not.
Exactly. So it's really all like everybody's life is correct.
Yeah, and not everybody has to make the same choices. Or I imagine if we were all doing the same thing, it'd be like,
boring.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Exactly. So it's really how it came to me is through that, and then after my job quit, like after that all fell apart. The girl that I got the water machine from, we actually started doing sound baths weekly, and then the projector, and then my brother and another friend got a house, and we put the water machines there, and we just opened up the house and did sound baths every week, and people could come fill up water. And I was in my human design experiment, so like people could come, and all I needed was like, I need your human design, I need your birth time, I need your information. Because the part of the human design experiment is recognizing the conditions of our mind.
Yeah.
And because I was like born and raised in California, or Orange County specifically, there is a lot of lack of emotion, lack of like allowing emotions and feeling. There's a lot of like suppression. And so the mind blames. Like my mind used to blame for sensation. Like, oh, it's because I ate this. Oh, it's because of this. Oh, it's because of some past moment. I wouldn't be able to just like feel the sensation and let it move forward.
Right.
And a lot of minds are in that. Like they struggle just, I have to change my entire supplementation now because I felt something. When we can just feel.
Yeah.
And allow.
And that's, what I was realizing, like recently I had a breakup, and it was very painful. But once I got through I just felt all the things, and then I came out the other side, I was like, yeah, but I don't regret any of it. Like there was like, there was a lot of fun to be had, and had
you
the
learned
highs and
from your
lows.
experience.
Didn't love the way it ended, but and because everyone was like, not everyone, but some of my friends were like, da-da-da. I was like, no, I have no regrets. Like, I'm really glad I had that relationship. Like, I got to feel different things.
Exactly.
Some good, some bad. But, like, I think that people are so afraid to feel.
Bad.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like, okay, and then it passes. It's a feeling. It doesn't last forever.
Exactly. If you actually look up the definition of feeling, it actually is defined as a belief, usually an irrational one. Emotions, those are different. That's like the actual experience. Like you get in the car accident.
Yeah.
Well, now you're out of the car accident. You're not in the car accident anymore.
Over.
So any talking about it is okay, but that's the feeling.
Right.
That's
when
the
people keep reliving,
yes.
Oh, the person's so terrible, so terrible. I was like,
yes,
it's done.
It is, and though, because a lot of people don't know how to, like for a mammal, when they go through a traumatic experience, like a car accident, they don't know, they like tremor a little bit, and then they let it go. Yeah. Most humans don't allow that process.
Yes, and that part was excruciating. Like I felt physically ill.
Yes, it's because
and then it passed.
It's because if you look at thermodynamics, the amount of energy that goes into something, that's how much energy has to go into it to end it.
Yeah.
And so like you're feeling it all in like, oh my God, the relationship, all the thoughts of where it was going to go, all of those have to be felt and processed because they're no longer, those are expectations that are no longer going to be fulfilled.
Right.
And that's disappointment.
Sure.
People call it grief.
Yeah.
You know, but really it's love unspoken.
You had an emotional wave. Okay, the weird thing about it, like, so the person that I was with, they, as there was a lot of pressure, things happening in his life, you know, and, you know, I'm sure on some level I knew it was, you know, you feel, the body keeps the score, so to speak. So in his case, he was under so much stress that and you've heard of teeth grinding? That he ground his molar so hard or that he broke his tooth.
That's crazy.
And then a week later, so he breaks up with me, and a few days after he breaks up with me, in my sleep, I also grind my teeth with a mouth guard. I broke my crown. I woke up and I was like, how do you break your crown in your sleep with a mouth guard on? And I thought the symbolism of it was really interesting. It was like the landing of the energy. And then I got a new, bigger, better crown. And I thought the symbolism, like, he knocked up my crown, and I was like, that's okay, I got a new crown. But isn't that crazy how, like, someone, like, the ending,
quantum entanglement ended. Yeah.
And it ended with broken teeth.
But that's
on both sides.
You know, there has to be things like that to like lock it in, you know, or we don't remember.
Yeah, I was like,
you know, it just becomes another but there was a lot of learned things from the entire experience, you know, and then they'll come forth with you in the next.
Yeah, you know? So I just thought that was interesting. I was like, but I feel like quantum entanglement, that's an interesting term. What can you say about using human design in relationship to relationships?
That's what actually I love. Those are my favorite. Is again, there's 4 ways that channels come together. So there's something called compromise. There's something called dominance. There's something called friendship or companion channels.
Is dominance any fun?
It actually, in the processing level, I love it the most. And then the 4th is electromagnetic. So
that's hot.
Yeah. So electromagnetic is when somebody has half the channel and the other person has the other half.
And they meet.
And exactly. They come together. There is attraction and the repulsion because that's energy, how it works. Attraction. And so like if you meet someone and you look at the connection chart and there's like more than 4 electromagnetics, that person will feel like a soulmate. They will feel like you know, but really awareness can be like, oh my gosh, these are just electromagnetics. I'm feeling this. I don't know if this is real though. They would have to like sleep on it, come back. If that feeling remained over time, that's more correct decision making. Does that make sense? At least for emotional authorities like me and you.
Man, those waves.
They can get so high.
And so low.
Feel so, I know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so how can people work with you? What's your process? Tell them about your website.
My website is differentiatingbydesign.com. The way you work with me is it's usually it's a session, you know, it's on Zoom though, because the other person needs to be in their own aura and I have to be in my own aura.
Oh, no cross-pollinating auras, huh?
Yeah, yes, because then we're in us. And so when I'm asking them to self-reflect on their life, they have my energy to self-reflect with, and it will actually distort.
So you have to be separated.
We have to physically be separated, at least at first, to do the actual reading.
It's funny, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's like no touching.
Yeah, no.
You were there.
Yeah, because the auras can't be touching, because then people don't realize I've slept alone for a really long time, even though I have a partner. Like,
I've read about that. That some people really shouldn't be sleeping.
Most people,
together.
no, they shouldn't be, because they wake up in that other person's aura. They wake up in their conditioning field.
That's why I love living alone.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, can I just date someone and not have to live with them?
They have
indefinitely.
They have it's
or
like
a separate room.
It's like a running joke
like
where it's like you have your own houses, but you build a bridge.
Yes.
In between.
And then
and there's
you
doors.
come over for dinner and make love, and then
then you go home.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes it's fine to sleep.
Yeah.
But sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep is
exactly. Yeah. It's the recovering. It's when our brains are actually like going through the day and putting like, oh, forget this, remember this. This is for survival. This isn't.
Yeah.
And so that process can be disturbed. And so, again, eventually people can just end up exhausted and wonder why. Bits of exhaustion.
Are there certain people that should sleep with someone else? And we're not talking about sex. We're talking about sleep. There's a difference.
Yes. It's really more, it depends on if they're tribal or not. So, like, tribal beings, you have a tribal wave. So what that means is the passion that goes through your body, you can like get passionate about something, but if somebody like touches, there's like a relaxation that occurs through your entire system. Especially if they're not trying to like come on to you, and it's just like those hugs.
So a tribal connection between people, and how common is that?
It depends on they're very common because a lot of people are tribal,
yeah.
And though it doesn't necessarily mean they need to sleep together, it just means these people are more inclined to like cuddle.
It's gonna be an easier fit.
Yes, exactly.
Because there is a new trend that I've been hearing about of couples and happily married couples, or like where they are sleeping separately.
Yeah, I grew up with a best friend that that was just something I noticed is her parents had two separate rooms because the dad snored, but they were so happy. It was because the dad snored.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just because there's a lot of unhappy couples too that are sleeping in separate bedrooms, but I want to clarify this trend is not about that, because that's also
this is
common.
From choice, actual self-awareness of I want to know what it feels like to wake up in my own aura, not personal, nothing to do with you. I love sleeping with you, it's just I want to experience this because it's different.
Maybe you have like a sleepover, like a couple times a week, but you for the day to day when you got big days the next day, you don't. Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to wind down in your own energy.
It's like come over. It's date time.
It's also how to keep it fresh
and sexy.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So there's not as much let in about each other. There's still some mystery that can be happening.
Yeah.
And there can be change behind closed doors. Like I'm a different person now. Look, I reorganized my room.
I can justify this lifestyle with human design.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I'm going to have all your information in the show notes, both for the Differentiating by Design, her website, where you can check out her services.
And what I do in the sessions is I go over the practicality of how somebody can utilize the information from their chart in their day-to-day. So I do get to know them a little bit, and I'm a master practitioner in neuro-linguistic programming, life coaching, executive coaching, timeline dynamics. And so I know how to ask questions. I know how to get to know somebody in a very short amount of time, and what's going on in their life right now that a decision may or may not need to be made. And some people are pressuring themselves to make a decision, and then so I just help them relieve that pressure. And so then they're like, oh, and then it comes to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because before their mind was pressuring it, so it was staying right here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Aha moments don't come like that. They come when you're relaxed and you're thinking about something else.
Exactly. Yeah. So I help people's minds. For a result that people say is after having a conversation with me, they feel like they took an 8-hour nap.
Aww.
Because they feel rested.
Really boring. No,
they feel rested from their own minds, though. But yeah, it's a good time. We laugh a lot. Yeah. Because we have to learn to laugh at ourselves to grow.
Absolutely. And then she also has a company called Hydrogen Hustlers, and co-founder Molly Moore. And that's a water company. I'll have information in the show notes. We're not going to get too into the weeds with that today. But you guys, you got to check her out. Thank you so much for joining me. And just so you know, earlier this week, Valerie was here, and that's how we met, through Valerie's networking group. And we were talking up this episode. So the episode that drops tomorrow on Friday is leading into your episode, which drops next Friday.
Sweet.
And we were both like, oh my God, she's like, she couldn't wait to hear your episode and all of that. So
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
All right, you guys. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. Please remember to like, share, and please, for the love of God, subscribe. Adios and ciao for now.